All right, now to see if the robot will connect.
In case you were wondering, we do not have a horizontal screen.
Why? I just got an email from them like, oh, well, thank you for your quick reply. We'll send it up to our team. I already thought it was supposed to have gone to the team. They had come back at me like, one of your screenshots makes it look like you're off of a phone. Can you confirm? I'm like, no, it's a computer. I've already told you it's a Windows computer, and I use the Chrome browser. Like, how much more YouTube can I be?
Why would they? What photo looks like a phone?
I have no idea, man. Okay, bot's connected. I have no idea. It doesn't make sense to me because, I mean, I was screen grabbing instead of grabbing the whole screen of my computer because the dual monitor, that gets weird. Instead of doing a whole entire screen, I was just highlighting around the things that were, you
Isn't
know,
that normal?
pertinent. Yeah, I would have thought so. But yeah, we're still.
I mean, I don't want people who don't need to see, you know, what else is on my screen, on my desktop.
Right. Beastie Boys, don't you let the beat. And you start shaking, your fingers pop like a pinch from the neck of Mr. Spock. So tonight's going to be a little bit of a shorter live stream, I think, because I have a very small portion of a row where I have to do 3 knots, and then I have to go around it for the 5, the bigger one, and then that's it. We're done. We turn it inside out and knot it up. Hey, Rainbow made it. Hello, Rainbow. Wouldn't you like to know? That's like an ADHD thing for sure. All right. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and this is going to be the last night of working on this rainbow bag. Next week, we start a whole new project. I am really stoked about it. Can't wait to get started. But before that, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Mandy, the person who wants to hide her screen. So, I'm not gonna lie. I probably am equally guilty of the million tab thing. So that's sort of, I think it's an ADHD thing. I've seen memes about that for ADHD. So I don't know. Hang on, let me throw on some glasses so I can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, you're kind of efficient with that. Mine is just tabs because I think I want to come back to a topic that I looked up and it had a hard time finding it in the first place. So I want to. Yeah. Coolio.
Your work is slightly off center.
Oh, you're right. I can fix that. Better?
Yes. Oops. Too far. Yeah, I guess. Good enough.
Good enough. We are so close to the end of this. I am so thrilled. Not that I haven't enjoyed making it. This is definitely a pattern that I enjoy. But so just before we got started with all of this, Mandy and I were talking about the fact that I made a bag that holds my phone in it perfectly, so that way I can throw my bag in my backpack and I don't have to worry about anything, damaging the screen. And it turns out that this cool pattern, this whole thing, perfectly fits over the soda can, which is what I kind of want to make the starting next week, is something to go over a soda can. So that way, if I take a drink on stream, I'm not, going to show off the product and get in any kind of trouble, because apparently that's a thing that can happen. I think it's not likely because I'm a small enough streamer, but might as well dream for the future, right? And but yeah, this phone bag fits the can perfectly. It's so crazy. I have no idea how I would do the base to make it turn out right. One of the things I had considered before finding out that this thing fit was to go to one of the cheapy stores like a Daiso or something and see if I can't find a cooler that slides over the cans, and then that way I could glue the strings, like bring it down to the bottom of it and then glue the strings to the can cozy thing. Obviously it would make it wider, so it would have to be bigger. I don't know. There's like a lot of possibilities. Say what?
My new craft says she might pop in. She's on her way back. Cool.
Right. James said he was at a funeral earlier, so.
A week, yeah.
Or a week or whatever. in my mind, those are kind of like the same things, but.
Well, the wake is when you stay awake, and the funeral is when you put it in the ground or burn it.
I thought the funeral was like where there's a person, like a funeral director, welcoming people come in to see the thing. Like that's in America. That's how a funeral home works. Is like that you go in and everybody's kind of crying and mourning and whatever, and they all like
And then it
kind of
ends with
wander around.
putting the coffin in the ground.
Yeah, that's kind of a whole different thing. But yeah, sure.
That's the funeral.
But then the wake at a funeral home doesn't make sense. It's a funeral. I don't know.
Well, you can have a funeral without a wake.
So when my dad passed, we all went to the funeral home, did the whole, heard that he was going to be saved and Jesus was going to be welcoming him in and all that kind of stuff. And then went off to the, see the casket get lowered. And then after that, there was everybody got together for something like a potluck. And I would say like that was more like the wake is, the whole family getting together. And
Not really. That's just how America does the funerals.
right. Okay.
I mean, in a sense, when Mom's funeral, we had the wake for 3 days, and then we had the funeral, and then after that, we all went to eat too. So,
Right.
same difference.
Same, different.
That's partly because Singaporeans gathering for anything is an excuse to eat. So,
Right. Well, when your mom passed away, that was different, right? That was, we went to a funeral home.
and
That's
then
a
we
little
had
bit-
3 days of the wake.
All right.
This is a rather morbid topic for the stream.
I know, right? I don't know how we got sidetracked it so hard.
Talking about Minecraft.
Right. And James. So I've completed the little area where it was just 3 knots to a row. And now I'm into the longer row. And we just have to do this once around before this finishes. That's kind of true. It's like my mind has many tabs open. I was just talking to a friend in the United States who, her husband thinks that she is, like on the spectrum. But some of the stuff that she was describing sounded more like ADHD than autism to me. I don't know. Like, she's never really tested for ADHD before. She did test for autism, and it came back as a possibility. Like, she did like some online tests, but she's never gone to anybody to see, if there's any validity to it. And the cool part is once we get this thing knotted together, we already have the strap made. I can string that in. We can actually see it 100% done. Haven't quite figured out how to do the production shots for like the shop or anything for it. We were talking last week about like using big needles and stuff, but I don't really have anything, strong enough for the base to be able to stick the needles into that wouldn't just topple over from the weight of this thing. It's kind of tall, actually. It stands up when it's like in a circle, but we flatten it out. I don't think it's going to want to stand up very easily at all. This is just a small sliver of the whole, but we're making good progress though. So what have your guys' week been up to? Anything fun? Mine's been working. Normally I take a day off during the week, and this week kind of felt like kind of making up for some lost time, trying to get caught up on projects. I think the last couple of days I've actually surprised myself with like how much I've gotten done. Especially today. I really think that I got, after doing a lot yesterday, I half expected myself to be so burned out that I wouldn't be able to accomplish much. And I did a whole bunch of web pages and stuff for the website so that way people could be able to get to the patterns and stuff. So that felt pretty cool. Cool. Yeah, Mandy's been doing a diamond painting that's absolutely just so cool. And yeah, making all kinds of progress with that. So this feels like it's coming along quickly because the strings are short. It doesn't take a whole lot to tie a knot. Definitely digging that. Go. So far we've done that much. We're not quite halfway around, but we're headed towards it. That sounds interesting. What are traditional tattoo designs like? The sparrow thing, or ooh, shiny? Neato. I would have thought she'd have gone with like an iron on rather than having to stitch it on, but that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Right, except for stitches can have like strands on the inside where your feet are. So if it does, oh wow, yeah, we did iron on Velcro to hang the big project, so that way if we needed to clean it, we could just peel it off and like take it down and throw it in the washing machine. Not more than a few days if it does, right? Right on. Uh, we have a friend who has tried putting various things onto either bags or whatever and keeps losing it. She got herself a what is that doll thing that looks like a monster that everybody went crazy over? She lost one of those. She lost a capybara pin. Yeah, Labu. She lost a capybara pin. It's like, yeah, she can't do embellishments without losing them. Right. Right. Yeah, that would be cool. It would be nice if I was in a climate where actually wearing something like that would be cool. Yeah, exactly. This is like pretty much every single day is shorts and a tank top kind of day. I have so many tank tops. A lot of them look the same because they were like cheap and, you know, yeah, but I have a lot of them. So we're definitely, I just finished the long row of knots. So we're definitely more than halfway on this final row. Really stoked about that. Good. So I found a tote box of floss that has not been organized into color groups. And I think it's going to be like the perfect bunch of colors in the most random ish whatevers to be able to be next week's beginning project. And I think we're actually going to take the time and show how the strings got strung onto the first thing there, and just kind of, yeah, see how it goes. It should be fun. it'll it'll take a little bit longer than like how I usually get like bracelets at least partially started or something, but kind of want to be able to have, you know, something where I can point people to go back and see how it started and be able to do these things for themselves. So yeah, it could be really cool. I also think I'm going to stick to just a real simple kind of pattern. Maybe do like 10 stitches to the right, go all the way around until that whole row is done, and then 10 stitches to the left. Just a nice balanced kind of thing. I don't know. I don't see any reason to make it too overly complicated when it's just randomized colors doing a silly project to try this thing out. Honey, they're playing our song.
It's a short drive.
I can walk. This raining road is killing me. She drives me crazy like no one else. Drives me crazy, and I can't help myself. That's it. We have that much more to go. From there to there. Drives me crazy. Ooh, ooh, like no one else. She drives me crazy, and I can't help myself. In a way, I wish this bag was longer, but I think it would, if I tried to make it any longer than I have, I think it would mess with the proportions and make it hard to get the phone out and stuff like that. So I think it's just about the right size, but I really enjoyed this pattern a lot. Got a machine head, bad on the rest, green to red, machine head. Got a machine head, bad on the rest, green to red. Why is it so weird? I get a notification on my phone and it pauses the music. Stop doing that. We are so close to done, guys. Unbelievable. Kind of excited to see this thing inside out, because the pattern is so basic. All of the things are going to be following, you know, the same rule of like which direction they were going. It's going to look pretty cool. Everybody's going down the stairs. Everybody going down the stairs. He just has this little tiny bit in the corner here. If it was any bigger, I'd have to rotate it, but it's just this little spot on the side.
Is it really the end?
Yeah. Yeah, I told you this is going to be a short stream. There isn't that much. I just had to do the one big row. And with the strings being shorter, it doesn't take as long to do the whole row. The strings just kind of flow. So, all right. Now comes the intense part of trying to turn this thing inside out, which I just know that's not my favorite
How are you
part.
ending it?
With the nuts on the inside,
I thought you were doing the Tesla knot.
I had considered the Tesla bit, but decided in the end I didn't want Tesla bits. Oh man. Ooh. Oh wow. It is like so cool cool on the inside. Oops, we got some string still. Okay, I got it. So now it's about where does it supposed to line up? I think it's supposed to go this way. All right, now we drop this down. Grab one of the bigger clips. There we go. And then I'm getting the camera set up for Mandy. Why is it moving? There we go. Ta-da, it worked. Wait, that's the right camera? Yes. All right, sweetheart, you're on.
Okie dokie. Hey.
Hey, my new craft made it. Yes. We have completed the bag. It's now time to stitch it closed. Finish it up. Yes, she's really good at doing the square knots. For me, I would screw up and every other one would be a granny knot. How do you want it? You want it upwards. Like that. You're starting at the top. How's that, guys? Yeah, somehow it just doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, well, this is kind of early, right? This is. Move the mic. Sorry if I just blow out your guys' ears moving the mic, but yeah, yeah, it is kind of neat. Like it's what time is it? It's 11 o'clock, and we're finishing. So the whole stream will end early because it won't take her that long to go through this. Especially, it looks like she's doing 4 strands at a time, which is like 2 strings. So. I might be able to do that a little bit better here. Let's see if I. There. Yeah, I would probably do it one at a time as well. I think this is just her being like, to hell with this.
No, the last time I did this, and I did one at a time, it actually wasn't as secure.
Oh. She says it's not as secure as doing it. Right. Yeah, this is really cool. Right. Yeah, I totally get the fabric glue thing. So check this out. You know the No Yard phone case that I have? It turns out to be exactly the right size to fit over a can. So like now I'm thinking I might have a No Yard can holder in the future. Is that cool? Like it's like all the way down to the bottom, or I could do it on this side, I guess. Yeah. I was like, I wonder how close to being fitting would that be? Like a little too big, too small. Did not think it was gonna fit, and then it did, and I'm like, oh, I would know the string count and everything. I could actually do it. Are the colors actually lining up? Mm-hmm. Didn't expect that.
It's also partly what will make it go faster for me. Easier to find the strings.
Right. So somehow she's managed to find the perfect spot, and the colors are lining up perfectly. So apparently it's helping speed up the process because she can identify which are the right strings, which is cool. Hello, House Tiger. Airplane ears. I think she's about a third of the way down this thing. Yeah, she is. Right. I got my drumsticks at the ready. Yeah, there's it's like all the colors kind of the same ones right there. Right. It does look like a horse's mane. Like nice and organized. So I think she's about halfway now. So just a reminder for anybody who goes back and watches this and is curious that we started this the first Saturday after the new year. So, wow, Rainbow, you're a little slow. She's been here for a while. But yeah, we started this January. What was it? Let's take a look at the calendar. We started on January 3rd for this project. Ah. He's making airplane ears. Do you see the picture? Airplane ears. I got something new today. My wife was nice and bought for me. Check this out. Ooh. It's a bunch of watercolor brushes for my painting. I'm pretty stoked. Oh, I can't wait. I might take a day here in the near future and just try painting different stuff with them, because I have no idea. Like, some of them are different from any kind of brush I've ever used before. So I'm excited. Alternative way of doing able to sew up a bag like this would be to get out the stitching pony. I'm not sure it would be easier for her or not. Right. But these are like, these brushes are really, look how little these brushes are. They are so darn cute. But perfect for like taking out. I want to be able to go like do scenes in the city kind of stuff. And like they got flat brushes, which are like supposed to be really cool for like doing backgrounds and like sky and stuff. I'm pretty hyped. Yes, I did get books to teach me how to watercolor from there, from the bookstore that you recommended. I got one that's really, it's about sketching. What's it called? Hang on. Sketching in the City. So yeah, I have a whole book to teach me how to try to do sketches of places we go.
Oh, that's good. Weapons of mass destruction.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of like, so I've been really torn. I started a sketchbook while we were away on holiday, right? And I'm torn between, do I save the sketchbook as only for when I'm away on holiday, or do I continue doing pages after pages so I can see my progress of what I'm doing and how I'm getting better. It's really, it's one way or the other. Yeah, you can't have both, really. Just do pages after pages? Maybe. I do have loose paper, so I can do like experimental, like try the brushes and stuff on like basic pages and see how they act. See if I can make a nice sky. Yeah, I was doing that with the ones from the trip. Like that. So it's got the date and what it was, like why I was trying it. It's not great, but it'll remind me of where we were. Or on the back of the other page, I could write a whole full-blown paragraph description on what it was. We're almost to the end, guys. This is really exciting. Do you want the dangerously sharp scissors or just the... Something like that. Real guys go for real down to my girls. Yeah, I know you. Got a little confused. It's Outcast's plan. Last one. I have no idea why they didn't use hammer time in the Thor movies. Oh, I see. Wow. I'm not trying to run with scissors. I don't think getting hammered is good. They think it looks like you look at like doing Bobby Darl's hair. Could have a wicked rainbow ponytail. Cool. All right, now comes the struggle of trying to turn this thing back around the right way. Hang on, guys. Okay, so now I just got the bits that are in the corner. I can use a drumstick to push that out. Yes. So we put the fold right in the right spot. I didn't want the two rows that are like straight together or whatever next to each other. So it kind of comes in from the side. and we see all the zigzags, and it makes it super cool. Let's put drumstick up. So the turning inwards took a little bit out, so I have a little bit of the phone sticking out the top, but I don't think that's bad. Let's get the yeah, it really is pretty cool. Cool. Yeah, I got a pretty knot for it. And we have a nice bag. And yeah, definitely trippy. I love the colors. I love how it seems like the only ones that are really truly bright are the orange, yellow, and green. Everything else just seems like so much darker. There it is. We did it, guys. I said tonight was going to be an early one because I knew that there wasn't that much left to do. I didn't quite realize it'd be quite this early or whatever, but it's all good.
That one corner still needs poking out.
I think they both kind of do. There, that's better. How's that? That's better, right?
Yes, that's better.
Oh man, that song that gets stuck in my head. All right, guys. That's it for site. Next week, we start a whole new project. I will be putting the string on next week. There'll be a string going across the board, and I'll be adding on string until we get it to the width of a can, and just basically getting this thing started. So that way people can go back and see how it's done and try to make these things themselves. And I've got a tote that is filled with randomized colors. Should make it really, really cool and interesting. And yeah, I'll have to find the thing that goes in the middle, the one that was like the right size for this, because that will fit perfectly. It's a good thing I save all this stuff, right? No hangouts this week, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. But before I go, I will thank my YouTube members who make this stuff possible. All this string that we have here, the lights and stuff, all came from the contributions from my YouTube members. Used to have Patreon, but I couldn't provide as much cool stuff via Patreon as I can with the YouTube members. So that's why it is the way it is, guys. I said we will be back next week with something all new. It'll be a lot of fun. All right. So thanks for hanging out, making this special. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.